Hello, friends. I'm sorry that I missed the sun moving into Leo very early yesterday morning. And I think a lot of that was much more about communication. So the moon was at the end of Aquarius and it was coming into opposition with Mercury that was in Leo. So there was a lot of that communication. In addition, the end of Cancer, the last 10 degrees of Cancer, is ruled by Jupiter, which is in Gemini currently, and as well as Mars being in Gemini. So there's a much more aggressive nature. We're all talking about lots of stuff right now. We're talking about politics and beliefs and finances and global events and a lot of those things. And I think we may have possibly lost ourselves a little bit in it, but we may have integrated into that, right? Maybe not lost, but integrated into it. And the Cancerian, Jupiter Sagittarius-ness of all of that was about service, right? It was about becoming the wise one, becoming the one who knows, right? That's not always easy, becoming somebody who knows. Becoming somebody who believes is very easy. But when you realize that you just believe something versus what you know, like if you know where something is, like in your house, if you have to have something important and you're like, oh, I know where that is, do you? Or do you just believe where you think it is? And that's, I think that's, I've been, I have been unwinding those things for myself for a long time. However, let's move into today now. So the moon here in just a couple of hours will move from Aquarius into Pisces. And with the sun in opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, again, there's still that detachment. And I think that's probably the other thing that kind of happened. I mean, my video was even up late yesterday, and I've been having to kind of push and focus to do these every day. I mean, I do want to do them, and I know that you guys like them, enjoy them, and it helps you figure out bits and pieces. And I guess the other main reason I do this is so that everybody knows that we're all basically on the same page here. We're all we're looking at the same thing. Like if you look at a strange object with very different facets and angles, and depending on what angle you're looking at it from, it can look like a drastically different thing, but it's not wrong, right? And in time, you just have to slowly change that angle on it so that you can see something in a new way. But it's not going to be that drastic. Like if you shift from one angle to another, it might look very different to you. Go, wait a minute, how is this the same thing? Well, it was always that. And Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, and he's the ruler. So there might be some emotional breakthrough, breakdown, some realization, some popping of a balloon somewhere. The illusion, because Pisces is the illusion. It's what everything comes out of and goes into, and you have to be very careful with it. I'm always, in a state of flowing with it. In a bit of a, people always told me you need to pay attention to what you're doing. Well, I'm watching what other people are doing, in trying to deduce what I need to do from that and figure out where my line was, right? Remember, when the moon is still in Aquarius right now, so we're having to figure out where our line is, and at some point you just have to let it go. Like I think I know where I'm at, and I believe I know where I'm at. Let me just do it, right? Let me get on with what I need to do. And I think that's also Mercury and Leo still in a bit of an opposition with that. We're still creating that situation. We're still creating our mind of what we're thinking about and the direction we're going. And we do need to be going locally, right? Everybody is focused on all these big stages, right? Mars is in Gemini. Pay attention to where you're going. Pay attention to what you're thinking, because that is going to dictate. I mean, it always dictates, but it's even more so true now. Like we have the ability to change directions. And now the sun being in Leo, it's going to shift that communication big time. one of the political things that's being talked about currently is one of the candidates is a Leo rising, and so there's lots of communication about that, and there's lots of fields and lots of communication about him, and so I understand how people get caught into that, but what are you doing about you, right? Are you getting caught up in that because of other people, or are you doing it because you want to be in it? All right, I've been staying distant from that. You guys, I don't typically I can get into conversations here and there, and I have, I have my opinions on things, but I don't like to get caught up in things. I like to observe where things are going, because I'm already in my own flow. I'm already very emotional, back and forth, and in the wash of things, and it has calmed me down over the years. But getting caught up in the tides of everything else can be dangerous. Can be dangerous. But being too far outside of a group doesn't help you either, right? You still need to be part of it. You still need to be plugged in and connected and serving and knowing, right? So, and that maybe that's what we all need to do. Maybe I'm just expounding here and where I'm at, but let me know if this is on the mark for you guys or not, and I hope you have a nice day.